In what seems to be a huge state versus centre issue, the Maharashtra government has withdrawn its general consent to the CBI, which effectively means the CBI will have to take the permission of the state to probe any matter in Maharashtra. This comes in the wake of the investigation into the TRP scam, in which there was speculation that there may be an effort to move the investigation to the CBI.
CBI का शायद कोई पॉलिटिकल कारण की वजह से उसका शायद गैर इस्तेमाल किया जाता है। टीआरपी का मामला जो हुआ है उसकी जांच मुंबई पुलिस कर रही है। शायद हो सकता है कि ये फिर से कोई प्रेशर के कारण सबसे फिर से इकट्ठा करके फिर से सीबीआई को चौकसी देने का भी प्रयास हो सकता था।
The Maharashtra government moving to ensure the TRP scam probe stays with the Mumbai police. But experts say this might be a matter of optics. After the CBI on Tuesday registered a case to investigate the rating scam based on a complaint filed in Uttar Pradesh, the state revoked the blanket permission to it, which means the agency will now have to seek the permission of the state to conduct any probe.
सिर्फ महाराष्ट्र नहीं और भी राज्यों में इस प्रकार के फैसले लिए हैं जहां नेशनल एजेंसी ने वहां के राज्य सरकारों का अधिकारों का हनन किया है.
After the Sushant Singh Rajput case, there may have been concerns that this probe too may be taken away from the Mumbai police. But the Maharashtra government's move may end up in court, legal experts say.
Till the matter does not go to court or till the CBI doesn't take appropriate remedial action, they are entitled to investigate. The question of whether such an investigation is a legitimate investigation or not will be tested in court.
As the CBI entered the TRP scam probe, the Maharashtra government's counter move was to withdraw general consent. Legal experts, however, feel this might end up being more about optics than legal grounds. One thing, however, seems clear. It may eventually end up in the courts, who will have the final say. In Mumbai with camera person Sanjay Mandal, Saurabh Gupta, NDTV.
Well, joining us now to debate this, Priyanka Chaturvedi, Rajya Sabha MP and leader of the Shiv Sena, Niranjan Shetty, spokesperson of the BJP, Maharashtra, and Satish Manishende, the senior lawyer, who's also Riya Chakravarti's lawyer. Thank you all very much for being with us. In fact, Mr. Manishende, let me come to you first. Just from a legal standpoint, the Maharashtra government decision came after the UP government passed off the TRP case to the CBI. So therefore, is the CBI not still well within its powers to come to Maharashtra if they want to investigate the case in the state, in Maharashtra?
Well, I think what has been happening in India now is there's a proper divide. There is a periodic divide from time to time between the federal government and the state governments. This is happening for the first time in our country, that 4 states have withdrawn their consent under the Delhi Special Establishments Act. And this is unfortunate because the ones who will suffer is people who have made accusations and people who are going to face the music from the investigating agencies. What happened in Riya Chakravarti's case was that when the case was being investigated by the Mumbai police and it was almost coming to an end, they had recorded 50 witnesses in connection with his death, and only 5 people were in connection with his Bollywood connections.
Yes. So,
Patna police recommended the case to be transferred to the CBI through the Bihar government. And the central government, even without the papers reaching the CBI or the central government, accorded sanction. And the Solicitor General of India appeared before the court and said that they have already issued a notification which will be made public in a couple of hours.
Yes.
With the speed with which the case was transferred to the CBI from Patna police, smacks of Malafites, and the Bombay police has learned one lesson earlier.
Yes.
And mind you, the present case, the TRP scam, involves a large number of entities all over the country. In spite of that, Hansa and the instrumentality of the Information and Broadcasting Ministry filed a complaint to the Bombay police They could have gone to any other agency. They could have gone to any other state.
Right. So precedent has
any
been
other
set.
state could have unearthed this scam.
You've already gone to
So what has happened now?
Yeah.
What has happened now is a total mistrust between the state governments and the central government.
All right. I just want to
which
go
is
across,
unfortunate.
Right. I want to go across to Niranjan Shetty. Mr. Shetty, the Republic TV itself, as I understand it, wanted the case to be transferred to the CBI earlier on, and the court said no. You go back to the Maharashtra system. There is a Bombay High Court as well. Now all of a sudden, in another state, the case gets transferred. So doesn't it seem bizarre? There has already been a legal observation saying, let it remain in the Maharashtra legal system, the Bombay legal system. So isn't it strange that it should go to the CBI, potentially come back to Maharashtra through the CBI?
First of all, Som, let me make it clear that I am not as a spokesperson of Republic TV or any other channel. As far as this is concerned, I would like to mention there are many things which I would like to bring on record. It's not the first time that somebody must have demanded a CBI inquiry. There have been many instances, in the past, early in the morning also I spoke, like there were instances like Medha Patkar going from Maharashtra to Gujarat, or for example to Madhya Pradesh. Tista Situlwar going to Madhya Pradesh and speaking about Salwa Judam and taking press conference in Mumbai Press Club. So there are many incidences. So every individual has a right, as far as Republic TV is there, they can ask for, if they are not satisfied with certain kind of, everyone knows the kind of allegations are being levied against the Republic TV or any other channel. And this also TRP case is fully like, there is a lot of things. There must be one kind of narrative that has been going on in front of you, but there are other narratives being discussed in the public as well.
No, but why can't but shouldn't the Maharashtra police
totally see?
So are you suggesting the Maharashtra police, the Bombay police is completely incompetent, that they are bona fide illegal in the process of investigation, that what they will do is corrupt A to Z, and therefore you have no choice? Because as cases go, this TRP investigation, in fact, is very small compared to some of the biggest crimes which we've seen in the country.
Vishnu, that is
Shouldn't
not
the
my
CBI be
jurisdiction.
doing that?
It is the response. It is the person who has asked for that. It is not me or my party. Basically, we need to understand in front of the court he has asked. And there are many incidents. While we discuss, there will be so many incidences which I can bring before you. Yes, there were incidents where Hansa had gone into the court, but the court rejected its appeal. So there are many incidences.
Okay.
So it's not one side. Basically, you need to understand he has an own individual.
So let me get Priyanka in. Let me get Priyanka in to reply to that point. And that point is that if anybody appeals for a CBI investigation, it is their birthright to do so. And if any state government or any entity, any government believes that it should go, then it will go, or it may not go. So you can't say that, you can't have a CBI case in some cases, and in some cases it is okay not to have it. I think that's the point that's being made.
Okay, first your voice is breaking up. I could not hear whatever Mr. Shetty was saying, but however, I could hear the defense, the strong defense the BJP spokesperson was doing for one channel out of the 5 channels that we have identified in the TRP investigation, where 5 channels are involved, but he is defending only one. So very clearly, you can understand what the BJP spokesperson is defending with regard and the motivation and the motive behind bringing a central agency. I do remember a time when the Supreme Court had observed that the CBI was behaving like a caged parrot. This was during the UPA tenure. And when the Bharatiya Janata Party came into power, especially the 56-inch Prime Minister, where he said that there'll be no corruption, there'll be institutions would be respected, etc. We have seen CBI fall in the eyes of every single Indian every single day. Nowhere in its history did we ever see a senior and a junior fighting for the spoils of CBI. A premier investigation agency is now being called to investigate just about everything that BJP wants it to investigate in a non-BJP government. Hathras case, I would want to remind you, the poor gang rape case that happened where the law and order was exposed of Uttar Pradesh. It took CBI 1 week after so-called notification and, the broadcast message that went out to every single journalist to tweet this out, that the UP CM has ordered a CBI investigation. It took CBI 1 week to even file a case there, and it seemed very reluctant to do that. The reluctance came because it is a BJP state. Now, in these two cases, I would want to, just please give me 30 seconds more, because I need to talk about how CBI, India's premier investigation agency, is being used like a puppet in the hands of those who are in power right now. Now, for the instance of the Bihar episode, there was an accidental report case which was being investigated by the Mumbai police. But Bihar, which should have filed a 0 FIR and transferred the case to Mumbai, chose to file an FIR and then run to the Supreme Court. And before the Supreme Court can come up with its verdict, the CBI has gone and filed an independent FIR, knowing what is going to come out of the Supreme Court.
Yeah, but the CBI did allow that. The Supreme Court did allow the CBI to carry on with its investigations.
Please allow me to complete. Allow me to complete. I'm talking about the urgency, the hurry.
Sure.
For the Bihar case vis-a-vis the Hathras case. There has to be a comparison. Now, the second thing, some obscure media agency's employee goes and files a case, an FIR in Uttar Pradesh on the TRP case, which is going extremely in the sense of the right investigation manner possible, files an FIR in Uttar Pradesh, and overnight we hear that CBI has taken charge.
Okay, Priyanka, you made lots of points. Priyanka, let Mr. Shetty reply. Mr. Shetty, when one looks at the CBI being involved, one also needs to look at the quality of the FIR which has been filed. You can look at the quality of the FIR which has been filed in Uttar Pradesh. There are no specifics over there. There are only very broad points which have been made. Without any further investigation, would it be correct for any state government to actually hand this over to the CBI in the first place?
See, first of all, I think, Vishnu, we need to understand, nobody knows who the gentleman is there, and he has filed a case. Now, I don't want to reiterate the same thing. There were many incidences that I again would like to, though I don't want to reiterate, but bring before the discussion. I'm again stating Medha Patkar or Tista Sittalwat has done in the past. Nobody questioned her why the cases were taken from Gujarat to Maharashtra, why from Madhya Pradesh to Maharashtra. So this is the first incident what Priyanka Chaturvedi is trying to say, that everything. And what about, she's speaking about the CBI, the party which she was belonging previously. Everyone know that it was named under their regime. It's no more now, right now. But apart from that, I would like to say, what if suppose today a gentleman who has filed an FIR in the UP, we come to know that he's from particular ex-political party. He may be from Congress. Then what would be the answer of Priyanka? That would be a question I would ask. Apart from that, now the investigation as far as TRP is concerned, fair enough. That is the fear that is within the mind.
All right, I think Priyanka wants to reply quickly before I go back to Mr. Manishinde. Mr. Manishinde, 1 second. Priyanka, just quickly reply to that one point. Yes.
There is no quick response to this because the
please make it quick.
Was so invalid and inappropriate. And trying to, say that, what will happen if the employee happens to be associated to Congress? The same thing will happen. Mumbai police will continue to investigate because Mumbai police has identified 5 news channels, and you will continue to speak on behalf of the Republic channel. Come and offer a defense for them and offer why CBI has come in here. My question is just one simple thing. Does Mr. Niranjan Shetty not have faith in Maharashtra police, the Mumbai police, has no faith in the systems of Maharashtra? Have you all become so politically inclined, so, I would say, unhappy about not being in power, that you all are willing to discredit every single important institution of Maharashtra at the stake of your politics? That is the unfortunate part. I want to ask every BJP member in Maharashtra, are they okay with Mumbai police being discredited while they have been proved correct in the Sushant Singh Rajput case? The AIMS report has totally broken down this entire conspiracy theories that kept coming from BJP's fake handles, that BJP kept, pushing out to discredit Mumbai police.
All right.
And this is what they, I think, believe, that they can discredit agencies.
I would like to rebut on that.
Yeah, okay, fine. Mr. Manishinde, you'll have to keep waiting for a few more moments.
There are only,
Mr. Shetty,
there are so many incidences which I think Priyanka's, Seamaster missed out. Basically, just take for example of Palghar incident. What kind of action the Mumbai police has taken? Do we need to trust even after that when people, nobody barehanded people are being beaten up right in front of the police?
Priyanka, 1 second. Let Mr. Shetty continue, please.
Believe in the Mumbai police?
Mr. Shom, he needs to understand. I'm ashamed that he calls himself a Mumbaikar because he doesn't know that Palghar police does not come under the jurisdiction of Mumbai police.
It's
this is the basic
of course, Maharashtra
information
police. I am
have.
talking of the state government of Maharashtra. Irrespective of Mumbai police, I am talking of the Home Minister of Maharashtra. It comes under his jurisdiction, isn't it?
Part-time spokespersons of Republic and full-time spokespersons of BJP.
That is what you have been doing for so many years.
All right,
Really?
1 second. Let's not get personal over here. Both of you, 1 second. Mr. Manishinde, I need to wrap this up. So I need to ask you the question I started with right now. If the CBI comes looking in Maharashtra for this TRP scam, do they have the right to carry out their investigation if there is an objection by the Maharashtra police or the state government? Do you see this also going back to what? I suppose the Supreme Court.
Normally, be entitled to investigate a case if the government of Maharashtra had not withdrawn the consent. Now that the Maharashtra government has withdrawn the consent under Section 6 of the Delhi's Special Police Establishment Act,
Yes.
they cannot enter the investigation in this case at all. Apart from that, if they have to enter Maharashtra for any specific case, other than the central government employee under the Prevention of Corruption Act, unless the Maharashtra government sanctions or gives a consent to the CBI, they cannot enter. Apart from that, Mr. Shetty, who is here as a BJP spokesperson, we never doubted that he is not speaking on behalf of Republic TV. But the very fact that he started with that statement that I'm not appearing for Republic TV itself tells me a lot about his statement and conduct. Apart from that, I must tell you, in the Palghar lynching case, I am the special public prosecutor in that case. The Maharashtra government has prosecuted 126 people after filing a charge sheet. And today, I have been informed that more than 208 further accused are going to be arrested, out of which about 50 to 60 people have been arrested. And this has been done only because of the painstaking investigations of the Maharashtra government through the Maharashtra State CID, which is a specialized investigating agency as much as the CBI is.
Okay.
So there's no question of transferring the case to CBI. The matter is pending in the Supreme Court. Till today, the Supreme Court has not taken any...
All right. All right. So asserting
and
in rebutting what Mr. Shetty was over there about talking about the Palghar case, I'd like to thank you all very much for joining us. It's a simple case which needs justice, the TRP scam, as it were. It's something that has affected the media, the electronic media, the television news industry in this country profoundly. Will there be justice without politics? This industry depends on an honest answer to that. I'd like to thank you all very much for being with us.